Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Sarita. Really glad to see you here today. I have a mini haul from Homeworx. Actually, it's not mini because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is a substantial haul. You know what I mean? Okay, so what I've got is one that I picked up from Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So I even posted this on the mini. It may have been a short that I posted like 2 days ago. I was at Marshall's, which has been very sad lately. And if yours has been, most Marshalls and TJ Maxx's have been sad for a couple weeks. After they gave out a few like Valentine's Day Homeworx ones randomly in like late December. They haven't had like a whole lot. They clearanced a ton off, and it's just been kind of sad, and just their proprietary stuff, which is really bad. Anyway, take a look at your Marshalls and TJ Maxx, because if yours has been sad lately, it's possible that things have dropped. I've noticed that a lot of people are mentioning that they're seeing lots of Homeworx candles. I certainly did. I think there were probably about 15 different Homeworx candles, many of which were like OG kind of candles. I saw a limoncello cupcake. There was a lavender and vanilla. There were all kinds of different candles. I only brought one of them home. I was going to bring, there was a white, what is it? White peach and jasmine with that stunning label. And I'm a sucker for peach candles. I'm always out for like the next peach candle that's going to be my peach candle. So I carried it around the store a little bit, but in the end, it was just a little bit too sweet for me. And it had a little bit too much jasmine as opposed to peach, and I was concerned. So I ended up not getting that one, but the one that I did bring home was this one right here, this lovely Coastal Sands. Oh my gosh, look at that wraparound. Yes. Oh my gosh, Harry, it's so great. It's so great. It's so great. I'm a beachy kind of girl. I got this for a $16.99, so we're going to talk about it. I believe this is kind of like an older candle, and I apologize for all of you who are big Homeworx fans. If you don't know, or if you're new to this channel, I have never been a huge Homeworx shopper. I picked up a couple when he first started selling them at Ulta, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I didn't love the way that they burned. So I stopped buying them. But now that they are dropping in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I have been selectively trying some out, and they tend to be older candles because many of Harry Slatkin's older fragrances are fantastic, and I am starting to appreciate them for the first time. So the apology is that when I review Homeworx candles going forward, chances are they're not going to be like brand new. Although I did do a couple new ones that I even ordered off of shop.com last year a couple times. And I actually have a new one here, which I'm going to talk about. But for the most part, they're going to be like OG kind of candles that I am discovering for the first time. Because I want to discover them and I want to review them, and yeah. For those of you who are long-standing Homeworx people, I hope that doesn't bore you, and it might just like remind you of some really fantastic fragrances. So anyway, close parentheses. Coastal Sands is the one that I got from Marshalls. Then somebody mentioned on social media that Ulta was clearancing off many of their seasonal Homeworx candles. They do sell Homeworx candles, although I don't see them in the store as frequently as they are online. And I was checking because the Homeworx candles last fall came onto the Ulta website, but they just kept showing out of stock. So I think that Homeworx, they were having a lot of issues in the fall, early fall area. I don't think that they actually sent the product over to Ulta until late, which means that probably Ulta has a lot of fall candles that they need to like get rid of now. So they tend to go on the website, and they were clearancing a lot of Christmas and fall ones off, and they had a coupon that worked for it, which means that I got all 4 of these next ones from Ulta for $10 a piece, which is very, very good. And I can return them to Ulta if I want to. And one of them, spoiler alert, will be returned. So the 4 that I got from Ulta, and here is the new one. This is the new one for, if I'm not mistaken, for this fall, which was Crisp Fall Air. Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that once again. Who does labels like this? Like no one. Yes. Harry, keep that up. That's going really good. So Crisp Fall Air came out. There were a few like new fall candles from Homeworx 2023. And Patchouli Teakwood was my personal favorite, and you guys have heard a lot about Patchouli Teakwood. There was also that Lakeside Foliage one. I think it was Lakeside Foliage, the one that people thought smelled like dill pickles. Yeah. And I reviewed that one because I bought that one and Patchouli Teakwood. There may have been some others, and there may have been some gourmands that I didn't try. But anyway, this is one of the ones I wanted to try, and I kept checking Ulta to see if they would get the product in. They eventually did, and here we are in January, and I finally got one of these. So, Crisp Fall Air is Autumn Air, Red Oak Leaves, Cool Cypress, and Forest Moss. Although I don't know why, I should just give you the rundown. First of all, this one, and then I bought this one, which is Yuletide Glow. Looks like this. And then I also got By the Fireside. Looks like this. And then I also got Heirloom Orchard, which is an OG. That it's so OG, in fact, that it's got those like beautiful cutouts with the colored wax, which is fantastic. That was kind of like a moment for Harry Slatkin when he was doing that, and they were so gorgeous. Okay, so let's go back to Crisp Fall Air. And I think I'm going to keep this one. Yes, it's a little on the basic side. What you're getting here is a beautiful, like, but traditional kind of apple-ish fall spice kind of candle. But what makes it beautiful is not only that apple note is really bright and kind of juicy, but then on top of it, there is a strong like ozone, a nippy ozone kind of note here, which is not only ozone, which if you don't know, like the ozone note or fragrance accord that would kind of evoke ozone or air smell generally has a certain kind of mineral kind of smell to it. So think about the way that like the air and the earth smell after like a rain, right? Because a lot of those like minerals come up from the ground, come down, etc. And you can really smell them in a pretty pronounced fashion. It's a certain kind of mineral content that we associate with a certain kind of outdoor air smell, yeah? So there's a lot of that, and it's nippy, which makes me think that there is a little bit, I would say it's not eucalyptus, I think it's some mint actually. Just a little tiny soft bit of mint that's just making it like bitey, but not in an overtly like mint forward kind of way. He says autumn air, so I think that's where that's coming from. And then cypress and moss and oak. I mean, you would think that there would be a lot of tree here. And I am getting some tree, like kind of in a vague, generic way. But like I said, there's something fruity here. I think it's apple, and it's kind of odd to me that it would not be listed. Unless I'm completely missmelling. I'm pretty sure it's fruity, I'm pretty sure it's apple. And I think it's apple as opposed to pear. At any rate, it's just lovely enough. Like I said, a little basic, but the ozone and the mint kind of give it a nice little whatever. I didn't see too many reviews on this one when it came out. So if you got Crisp Fall Air before I burn it and I can't return it, let me know what you thought of Crisp Fall Air. Like I said, I don't think it's going to blow anyone's mind. It's not going to blow my mind. It's certainly within the realm of generic fall candles. But it's just kind of got a Harry Slatkin twist on it that makes it fresh, that makes it original, that makes it something if you were gonna burn a generic like apple spice kind of candle or an outdoorsy candle, let it be this one. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's Crisp Fall Air. I will probably keep it unless an overwhelming majority of you guys are like, oh, it was terrible. I should say though, this is a May 2023. This one is a July 23. The July ones seem to be doing pretty well. And frankly, the 2023 pours across the board seem to be pretty good. Okay, by the Fireside, let's talk about that one next. Yeah, so this one is Smokey and it's very nice. Okay, so the notes here are warm embers, mulled, spiced. Ugh, taking a page from Kringle there. Mulled spiced. It's just like two adjectives. But then there's no noun to which that's being, whatever, it's fine. Golden amber, there's a noun and an adjective, and cedarwood. Okay, so cedarwood, embers, so you got wood, smoke, spices, and amber. And yeah, that smells about right. I do have to say that the spices are pretty forward. But the spices are a little bit more balanced than like the Crackling Fireside. Now the Crackling Fireside is very cinnamon forward. So it's spicy, but it's like very overtly cinnamon. This has cinnamon in it, don't get it twisted. But it's a little bit more balanced in that it has, well, and it even says mulled, right? So it's got some like mulling spices in it, which is gonna include cinnamon. But also I'm sensing a little bit of like, maybe even a touch of ginger, some allspice, some nutmeg, yeah? It's a well-rounded spice conjunction. And I would say that it's, while the spice is forward in this candle, it's also soft. You know? I'm not getting as much smoke as I would like to get, to be honest. And I'm not getting as much wood as I would want to get. There is something warm and premium about it, which I think is maybe the amber talking there. And I would say that this is a low mid to high base kind of candle. I'd like maybe a little bit more base in it. I'd like a little bit more grounding with the wood. I'd like a little bit more smoke. But that being said, it seems like a fairly balanced candle and we'll have to see how it does. I'm a little concerned about strength and throw in this one. It's not terrible in terms of the cold impression, but could also be better. This is a June 2023 pour. Hold please. Okay, I'm back. I very foolishly put something into the oven to bake and then should have known that I would talk far longer than is necessary or than I would anticipate, and it needed to come out and I could smell it. So taken care of, let's move forward. So that's by the Fireside. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And I really do want to try all of his like smoky fire-ish ones. And I've got the Crackling Fireside and I've got Winter Fireside. So I feel like, and I've got whatever the Fireside Christmas one is too. Under Christmas by the Fireside, Christmas tree, Fireside, whatever that is. So I feel as though I should try this one too, because I do think that it is at least, discernibly different than all the other three, and I should for compare and contrast reasons, and for $10 I think we're gonna keep that one. Okay, let's go to this one. This one's real odd. This is Yuletide Glow right here. So Yuletide Glow says frankincense, myrrh, golden amber, and smoked woods. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is not Yuletide Glow. I mean, it's obviously got the label on it, but I think that the notes on Yuletide Glow like last year or the year before that were different than this. It did, I think, have a spicy component, but I think it had like, if I'm not mistaken, a great deal of tree and wood in it. And with the exception of the smoked wood notes, it's not. It's frankincense, myrrh, golden amber, and smoked woods. So I don't know if this is a different iteration of Yuletide Glow to begin with. But then the larger problem here is that I don't think it's Yuletide Glow upon smelling it. So upon smelling it, once again, I get kind of an apple forward kind of fragrance. And it smells a great deal like Leaves from Bath & Body Works, which makes me think that this is, so when this came out, I think last year or whenever it came out in years previous, it would come out in conjunction with, I want to say it was through the house, all through the house. Whatever that flanking candle was, that one is, I think, a dupe for Bath & Body Works Leaves. And I'm pretty sure that's what this is. So I think they just got the candles mixed up, because I'm not getting any smoke in this at all. And I'm not getting any tree, but I'm getting kind of apple spice, maybe a little bit of crunchy leaves, etc. I mean, it's just it's not. I'm struggling. I don't think that this is frankincense, myrrh, smoked woods, or amber. I really don't. So I think that these candles just got mixed up. I think this is all through the house. It's basic. It's a little bit faint for me. And here's the thing. And this goes for all through the house or whatever that dupe of Leaves is. If you're going to dupe Leaves from Bath & Body Works, there's really only one direction you can go, which is less strong. So it's one thing to dupe somebody's candle and add volume to it. Everybody would be grateful for that, because we always are looking for more volume in a candle. The thing about Leaves from Bath & Body Works is that it's pretty aggressive. So you can't go up with it. You have to go down. In which case, and I'm looking at you, Kringle Leaf Peepers, you've got to do a version of Leaves that's like less strong. I just don't know how many takers you're going to get on that, right? The other direction you could go is not a straight up dupe. You could do Leaves and then add some other sort of element to it to deepen it, to make it more intriguing, to give it a little bit more of a different dimension, etc. I'm going to give Harry Slatkin a pass on a dupe of Leaves, because I suspect that Leaves is probably his original fragrance back when he was at Bath & Body Works. So, and if that's the case, he probably feels some amount of like authorship over it. And there have been many candles that he's done that have been very, very similar to fragrances like Marshmallow Fireside that he has created at Bath & Body Works and kind of feels as though is his own. And I kind of honor that intention and that claim. However, what Slatkin should do, and does in many cases, is he's got to add another element to it. And it's fairly easy to do, because many of those Bath & Body Works fragrances, while they're good, they don't necessarily have a lot of depth or a whole lot of like premium complexity. Yeah. And so that gives him that opportunity to add that now for Homeworx. Yeah. So if he wanted to do a dupe for Leaves, I think that's what he would have to do. And smelling this, if this is the dupe for Leaves, it's just not adding, it's softer, it's weaker, and it's just not adding anything substantial to the Bath & Body Works fragrance. So without burning it, because this one's going back, obviously, without burning it, and if this is all through the house, without necessarily verifying that it is a dupe on every level, I personally think that there's a little something lacking here, and Harry Slatkin can do better. We know he can. This is a missed opportunity. Yeah? Now, the issue of pouring the wrong candle in the wrong vessel is another issue. We've run across that in many different Marshalls and TJ Maxx's. And the fact, this is Ulta. I mean, if I had bought this at Marshalls, I just would have been like, it was a mistake, right? This is Ulta, which at least allegedly, is coming directly from Harry Slatkin and should be the right candle, which makes me wonder, number one, if Homeworx is just treating Ulta as if it's its own personal TJ Maxx, which frankly is very likely, or the quality control issues are pretty large and go beyond the offerings at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. And it may be a combination of both of them, but I'm pretty sure that this is not Yuletide Glow. And everyone that I've heard talk about Yuletide Glow mentions how smoky and complex it is, and there's like no smoke in this. So I'm pretty confident this is not Yuletide Glow. And yeah, sounds like Homeworx needs to be careful about what vessels they're pouring what into. So anyway, this one is going back. It also kind of has a dent on it too, which I'll probably identify that for the Ulta people and be like, so I'm returning this because it's dented. Because I don't think that they're gonna know or care if I start giving them some sort of like preamble on the fragrance is incorrect, I don't smell these notes, etc. Also, you probably don't even need to give them a reason for why it is that you're returning something. So this one's going back. And at some point, I would like to smell Yuletide Glow of old with the Smokey and the tree. And if you have experienced it, let me know what you think. Also, if you have something to contribute to this nonsense and maybe all through the house, let me know too. The very last one that I've got here is Heirloom Orchard right here. I could tell on the website, I'm like, oh man, this is OG, I think. And I'm here for it. I want to smell it. And I'm not even like a huge fruity person, but you know. So the fragrance notes on this one are apple, Bartlett pear, oak wood, and fig. So pretty straightforward. This was poured in May of 2023. And yeah, it's beautiful. And it's bold too. It's got that boldness of the OG-ness, right? Although it's quite possible that it's not quite as strong as its like actual original iteration. It's still pretty strong. For me, the most forward note here is the apple. Yeah, that's all it is. It just says apple. It to me smells like very Macintoshy. It smells like a Yankee Candle Macintosh. Like it's that bright, it's that authentic, it's juicy. The other elements are supporting cast, at least on cold. I would like to be getting a little bit more pear, although I am getting some pear. I'm not getting any oak wood or fig. But perhaps upon being burned, they will come out, and I'm really hoping they do. So if it is a very good pour, hopefully those notes come out. It's possible that it's like a more recent iteration that is a lesser version of the original iteration. I'm really hoping not. But regardless, even just for the apple, I would keep it around. Again, this is one of those, if you're gonna burn an apple, you know, a fairly straightforward apple in the September region, let it be this one. You know, I mean, it's just a really, really beautiful version. So I will definitely be keeping this one. So this one and the Crisp Fall Air are obviously going away into my storage, and then they will come out at fall. Really excited about those two. By the Fireside, I almost could burn this now, but I don't know if I will. We'll have to see. Because there's so many other Homeworx ones that I'm kind of needing to be burning right now that are a little bit more seasonal, like the grapefruit one, for instance. So I may wait on this and really make sure that I'm burning all of the smoky ones kind of somewhat close to each other so that I can kind of get a sense for them, compare and contrast wise. This one will definitely be burned soon. This nice beachy coastal sands. Yeah, I mean, it's either a summer burn, which is obvious, or I might even be able to get away with it like kind of late winter, like late March, early April, maybe something like that. We'll see. It will make an appearance sometime this year. I'm really happy with that one too. So that's what we've got. Of the four, one's going back, which is Yuletide Glow, and it's a big mistake on some kind of level. and also not a fragrance that I'm like wild about. Not that it's bad, it's just generic a little bit. The rest of them are great. So there you go. Homeworx haul from Ulta and one from TJ Maxx Marshall. I gotta start burning these Homeworx. I just got done with Snow Day, so look for a review somewhat soon for Snow Day for Homeworx. That's what I've got for you. Thanks for joining me today. I'll link all the information down below if I can find it. And if you're lucky, that sale at Ulta might still be on, and you might have a coupon if you're an Ulta shopper. Take a look. I'll see you in the next one.